Hi guys, and welcome to another video. And today I just wanted to talk to you about a diet that I recently came across. But all my understanding is that it's been around for quite some time, and the first academic papers and stuff had been done around 2015, I think. Don't quote me on that, but that's my kind of understanding of it. And it's basically the mind diet, which aims to reduce cognitive decline and combat conditions in older age, such as Alzheimer's and dementia. And this is a particularly interesting one for me because I lost my father to dementia. So when I've looked at making healthier improvements in my diet and my nutrition. Cognitive health has always been quite a bit of a staple mark in one of the focal points that I have. So it's always been something that's that's been kind of a focal point for me. So yeah, when I came across this, I thought, okay, that's interesting. I'll have a look into it. So yeah, in a nutshell, this is basically it's essentially a diet that is a bit of a mishmash. It's a bit of a hybrid of a Mediterranean diet and the DASH diet. It prioritizes your vegetables, your berries, your nuts, your olive oils, whole grains, fish, beans, poultry, whilst also kind of limiting food such as butter, cheese, red meat, your fried, your fast foods, obviously obvious guilty culprits, as are your sweets and your pastries, which is also ask for you to limit. So I kind of so yeah, when I kind of looked at this initially, I was kind of a bit like, I think that sounds doable to me based on my diet as it stands. However, there are significant shifts that I'm having to make to my diet in light of this. So for one is that I am a big cheese lover. I've been a big cheese lover. I'm yet to come across a cheese that I dislike, I think. Even those strong, smelly ones, So yeah, that's so obviously kind of cutting that is going to be a challenge for me. And when you kind of really I didn't really consciously become aware of it, but when I kind of really put a bit of a microscope under my diet, I was surprised how much actually how carbohydrate heavy my diet was. And carbs aren't exactly inherently bad, and they have but it seemed to be that obviously a lot of the things that were kind of in my diet were kind of like simple carbs, and you kind of so it basically looks to cut those simple carbs out in favor of complex carbs. And so it's basically so you're basically looking at you're cutting out your white bread, when you're looking at foods such as your breads, your pastas, your rice, etc. You're kind of looking at obviously cutting out like white bread, white rice, white pasta, all that, in favour of obviously the whole grain options there. And if you're a big consumer of potato, which I am, you kind of look to cut out those potatoes in favour of, and if you do insist on having potato, it would be making the change to a sweet potato. Fortunately, I am a big lover of sweet potato as well, so I feel like that's also a feasible change. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm. Another big thing about that's kind of being present in my diet is dairy as well. And as I would mentioned, it limits groups like butter and cheese and stuff. And so you would kind of I kind of wanted to just like look at a bit of to kind of use as a bit of a launching pad if I like to look at the relationship between dairy and cognitive health, and if it's the implication there is that dairy is actually really bad for brain health. And when you look at it, it's the relationship between cognitive performance and dairy is quite complex. It's so there has basically been studies that have suggested that moderate consumption of dairy is actually beneficial for cognitive health. There's been studies that have said that consumption of dairy has been really bad for health, cognitive health. So, but one kind of significant factor in both of these findings is the general consensus seems to be that if you are going to consume dairy on and have it be beneficial to your cognitive health, then you kind of would be consuming it in moderation, and you would be looking for lower fat options as well, because the studies seem to show that the dairy consumption that has led to more negative cognitive health are those that are higher consumed and higher in fat as well, such as your whole milk, your desserts, stuff like that. So yeah, basically, in summary, this is a diet that really, although obviously it includes fish and poultry, and it does kind of put a bit of an emphasis on plant-based foods over animal products, and it does emphasize your brain boosting foods, especially berries and your leafy greens, which are said to be really kind of superfoods when it comes to your cognitive function, and also obviously boosting those healthy fats, whilst also obviously reducing those unhealthy fats or your saturated fats. So yeah, that's basically like a diet that I'll be kind of conforming to, and I'll be practicing, and I'll see how it goes. I incorporated some blueberries into my porridge today, along with some banana, and I gotta say I really liked it, and I actually do think that it kind of made a difference. Do you know what I mean? I felt a bit clearer in the morning, and that was even before I had my coffee. So yeah, it was. So yeah, I'd be interested to see kind of how this goes, and obviously I'll be monitoring. If I notice any impacts that it does have on my cognitive health, and obviously I'll be feeding that back here. So yeah, keep an eye out on this channel for because I will be kind of feeding back how this is going. Yeah, that pretty much concludes it for this video. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to listen to this video. Let me know down in the comment section about what your thoughts are. Have you had any experience with this diet? What foods do you find are really kind of beneficial for your brain health, what gives you that cognitive boost, and also, you know, what foods have you found really detrimental to your brain function? What are there foods where that have kind of given you that brain fog and stuff like that? So yeah, just really kind of let me know down in the comment section, you know, all that fun stuff about what your thoughts and experiences are. And if you like this video and you want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe, as there'll be lots more coming your way. So yeah, thank you again for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you very much, and see you later.